Morning world, it's the 29th of September 2020, it's about 8 a.m. in the morning UK time. I'm tired. I'm never going to be tired of astrology. It changes all the time, it keeps me stimulated, feeling excited and alive. It's my passion and it's sustained me for the last 45 years, and without astrology I honestly don't think I would be where I am now. I think I'd probably be dead by now. I'm also not tired of people, especially those people who are on my course. There's so many of you who are sending me so many nice emails. Thank you. The teaching course is going very well indeed, and I'm already building the second and third modules for the new year on the beginner's course. The intermediate course will come in the middle of next year. No, I'm tired of both coronavirus and especially people's attitudes towards it, or a lot of people's attitudes. Not the majority, the minority, and the way they're still looking to find blame or cast aspersions or ignore it or pretend it's not real, and it doesn't matter. It really doesn't matter whether it's man-made or not, and it really doesn't matter whether you choose to live in ignorance of it or not. The fact is, people are still dying of it. It is a fact that cases are still going up rapidly, but the deaths are going down. Make of that as you will. Nevertheless, it's not going away anytime soon. Which brings me to the astrology of these times. I don't quite remember exactly, without going back, to recall what I said at the end of last year and the start of this year. But I know that I was talking about how there were 2 or 3 critical times during 2020, and even nearly a year ago I was pulling out the time of the new moon in the middle of October. And I've just had the chance in the last few hours to actually examine this in depth. We are heading into a full moon. It will be full moon in 48 hours, or just over. The full moon will be at around 7-8 degrees of Aries. It's the Aries full moon. Now, when you put this up against the rest of the planets in the sky, it's not that significant a full moon, except that it is strongly conjunct Chiron. So, the capacity for self-sabotage here is pretty spectacular. Now, in many cases when I look at self-sabotage, it's where people sacrifice themselves and let them be used as a springboard for other people's success, and they don't even say thanks, let alone take the individual with them. It's where people end up feeling used and abused and taken for granted. But if I take it out of the personal status, although it has to be said that those people born at the very end of March and September and the very start of October and April are being affected by this full moon. But if I take this out of the personal touch and instead look at it at the world, it seems that the world has been playing constantly catch up. A combination of catch up and headless chicken. All of the responses to the calamities of this year are always playing catch up, and this is now being exacerbated by this full moon. It's showing that no matter what we do, we're always one step behind. This is going to be followed by the full moon. Wrong. The new moon on the 16th of October, which will be opposite Mars, square Jupiter, square Saturn, square Pluto. And all of this is pretty damn strong. So it seems to me that we are heading into, I'm not going to be too impolite, I may be a bit crude, but I'm not going to be impolite. We are heading into a fecal storm. And that's going to be hitting around the middle of this month. And this is going to lead to a lot of situations in the world suddenly becoming far more sharp, acerbic, focused, direct, acute, and over amplified and over exaggerated. The the restrictions will reach a point where people will just say no more. And there could well be some type of domestic disturbance, let's put it that way. And I am talking global, not in any particular nation, as we get more into the new moon around the 16th of October. The full moon in Taurus on the 31st of October is precisely conjunct Uranus. Precisely. That's a cracker of a full moon, and it could go one of two ways. Uranus is not known for its gentility, sophistication or delicacy. It can be very stimulating, innovative, original, exciting, adventurous, with words like independence, freedom and liberty. And in that context is every possibility that as we get to the end of October, radical solutions, positive breakthroughs, changes in a brilliant and stimulating way may be coming through that's going to solve a lot of the problems, or at least bring some type of radical, innovative solution to the problems of this year. But Uranus has also got a sort of dark fascistic side. And that full moon could just indicate a sort of major crackdown in an almost militaristic state where the forces of law and order, misguidedly thinking they're behaving for the good of the people, could become very, very dominant. It seems to me that October in many ways is summarising 2020 so far, but there is hope. The following new moon in Scorpio on around the 15th of November, maybe the 14th of November, is actually drop dead gorgeous. It is exactly sextile Jupiter-Pluto. It is at the time of the Jupiter-Pluto conjunction. It is also the day after Mars stops going retrograde, and it is possibly the most positive new moon of the year, which, considering it's coming after that killer new moon in the middle of October, we'll need it by then. But that mid-November time is actually looking really positive, and there's definite signs that there's fresh growth, there's shoots of recovery. It's really good. And you know, we first saw the official signs of COVID developing at the very end of December, and by mid-January of 2020 it was already being classified, and there were the first warning signs were already around. To those astrological students amongst you, look at the new moon on the 13th of January. That new moon, the sun conjunct the moon, will be pretty much exactly conjunct Pluto in Capricorn. At the same time, Mercury will be pretty much exactly conjunct both Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius, and Mars will be pretty much exactly conjunct Uranus in Taurus. That new moon in mid-January is both endgame and a fresh start. A year after COVID was diagnosed and broadcast, it seems that that is going to be the kickstart to something brand new. And by the 13th of January, we'll be coming out of this sort of cloud and looking back and going, have we been mad? Have we been crazy? But at the moment, we're in a situation of the blind leading the blind. And the full moon in 48 hours from now it's representing that, the blind leading the blind. We're playing catch up. And that's why I think that in the short term, in the very short term, as we get into mid-October, situations are going to get worse, at least in terms of numbers. And there may be some type of challenge leading to some type of radical development at the end of October, and then by mid-November. Oh, I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm pinning my hopes on it. What a year. I empathise and feel compassion for those who have nothing but the official media and the official government statements to rely on. I am so grateful that astrology is in my life. And to those students out there, especially those on my course, you're some of the sanest people on the planet, folks. All right, catch you later, world. Bye.